こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば、私に聞いてください. Greetings, everyone. Today we are studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask me at any time. I'm going to continue with Immersion with Card Captor Sakura.
最低将来救急如律令。夢と一緒。サンダーは雷獣の姿に戻してから捕まえるんだ。そんなことも知らないのか。
そんなことも、知らないのか。Or you don't also you also don't know that kind of thing, like basically as a question said as a statement essentially, with the no emphasizing the strength of it, but in this case it's not being, we're not emphasizing a question, we're emphasizing a question being used as a statement. So そんなことも知らないのか。
サンダーは雷獣の姿に戻してから捕まえるんだ。そんなことも知らないのか。
わいが今説明しよう思てたんや。
知らないのか。
let's see. わいが今
説明しよ
う。そんなことも知らないのか。
わいが今説明しよう。Let's see. I right now. Let's see. Explain.
今説明しよう思てたんや。
Motet.
知らないのか。
Oh. I thought this was Setsumai or something. Yeah, Setsume. I mean, yeah, Setsume. Okay, I don't think it's recognizing the fact that the Shio is actually from Sudo. At least I think it is, yeah. So why ga ima Setsume, then let's see, this is probably, yeah, this is probably from something tet ita. So that is Omo. Oh, this is probably a Kansai bin way of doing continuous. Instead of, let's see, Omo. Instead of doing omote, they did omote. So thought. So this is the continuous past tense of to think. So I was thinking, and then this is casual, so they dropped the quoting protocol. So I was thinking of explaining now. I think that's what it's trying to say. Explain the grammar of. Let's see. Setsume Shio is a contraction of Setsume Shio, means to explain volutional. So that's right. Yeah, the Shio form is not so much for doing it, but setting the setting the idea of doing it. In other words, what? So maybe not so much. I was going to explain, but I was thinking, or I I had decided that I was going to explain now, or in other words, I was thinking I was going to explain now. Because Shio form tends to do with setting the intention and not actually doing the activity itself. The volutional form. Let's see, I was just about to explain that, is what the translator says. Let's see. Omotetanya, a contraction of omote itanya. So, is omoteta a Kansai Ben form, I guess to call it. Let's see. Omoteta is not exclusively Kansai Ben. It's a casual contraction used both in colloquial Japanese and Kansai dialect, though the surrounding grammar in your original sentence was dialectal, okay. Let's see. Omoteta is this is a common spoken contraction of omote ita. So was thinking. So found in casual Japanese as well. Okay. Isn't omote, let's see, omote instead of omote. Kansai Ben. Okay, yes, you're absolutely correct. The omote instead of omote is a distinct feature of Kansai Ben in some other Western dialects, whereas omoteta discussed earlier is standard casual contraction. Okay, here's a specific grammatical difference. Standard Japanese and general casual speech, te form of omo is omote. When followed with ida, it is often a contraction to omoteta, retaining the small su geminate consonant. Kansai Ben. The te form frequently drops the geminate consonant, changing omote into omote. Okay, so yeah, the drop of the double T, or as they call it, the geminate constant, is a feature of Kansai Bin, and not standard Japanese. Also, other Western Japanese dialects, apparently. See, wai ga ima setsume shio omotetan ya.
サンダーは雷獣の姿に戻してから捕まえるんだ。そんなことも知らないのか。
わいが今説明しよう思ってたんや。わいが今説明しよう思ってたんや。
Hoeru koe, or roar voice, essentially. A roar. Hoeru, to bark to howl. So a howling voice, essentially. Hoeru koe.
バカ、ウィンディじゃサンダーには対抗できないぞ。ウィンディじゃサンダーにはバカ。
Baka. Windy. Winjita. Ja. Sanda. Sanda ni. Sanda ni wa. Taiko. Opposition, rivalry, competition, antagonism. Let's see. Dekinai. Not a. So it's not able to. Okay. So in other words, idiot. As for Wendy, it's not able to compete against Thunder. Yeah, with Ja being a substitution for Dewa, which is a substitution for connective Da, and then Wa after that. Well, not really a substitution. De is the connective Da. But let's see. So, Baka, Wendy, Baka, Wendy Ja, Sanda Niwa, Taiko. Yeah, Taiko's made from opposite, even, equal versus confront, resist, defy. So, competition. So, Baka, Wendy Ja, Sanda Niwa, Taiko Dekinai zo. Or, idiot, Wendy is not able to compete against Thunder. Wait, did I do the grammar right? Let's see. If the verb is oh yeah, that's right, because yeah, that's right. So because wa just adds for distinction. The real actual grammatical particle is ni in the sentence. So and yeah, and this is essentially quoting the previous thing. So we're saying the verb applies to windy and not to sanda. And so not able to compete applies to windy, I believe. In this sentence, what noun is that acting on see the verb phrase taiko dekinai, cannot compete, cannot stand up to, is acting on sanda. Wait. Wait a minute, let's see. Niwa, compound particle marking the target of the action. Yeah, the target of the action. See, unlike okay. Oh, that's right. Dekiru is considered potential form. That's right. So dekinai is negative potential. Unlike transitive verbs that take direct control of the object marked by wo, taiko suru is an intransitive verb. Therefore, it does not act on a direct object. It instead requires a target or opponent marked with ni. Okay, yes, but isn't windy the noun acting on sanda through the verb okay, let's see. The actor subject. The subject who cannot compete is implied. Is the subject that is not able to compete. Okay, however, grammatically, windy is not the subject of the verb taiko dekinai, cannot compete. And this specific sentence structure here is a precise grammatical breakdown. Okay, the phrase windy ja, okay, uses the particle ja as the close contraction of dewa. Okay, it marks a cause, condition, or circumstance. It translates to if it is, or with, or given that it is, meaning that, okay, with windy, or if it's windy, implication, the phrase sets a reason why the action cannot be performed if it is not the actor performing the action. Okay. See, if windy were the subject, the sentence would use the particle wa or ga. Target. Yeah, the translator translated as windy can't stand up to thunder. But yeah, usually it's like the wa or ga mark thing that is doing the verb, and the verb is not able to compete. So I'm trying to understand how we're interpreting this backwards because I know what it's supposed to be saying. See, it is specifically thunder that we cannot beat. See, if I was to just get rid of the windy part, what would that say? Sanda ni wa taiko dekinai zo. Okay. It says you cannot compete against thunder. Let's try asking about a simpler sentence. See, Sanda ni wa taiko dekinai zo. In that sentence, let's see, isn't it describing thunder's, let's see, limitations and not our own limitations against thunder? It translates to you cannot compete with thunder, or there's no match for thunder. It does not describe thunder's limitations. It instead asserts that thunder's dominance and suggests that the opponents are incapable of competing against it. Regarding okay, the phrase implies that the opponent, or you, is limited in their ability to challenge thunder. It does not describe a limitation of thunder itself, rather it highlights thunder's superiority. Explain the grammar on why not let's see, why not able to compete meaning from that means that rivalry, competition, opposition, resistance, usage. Combined with pseudo, it means to compete against or to oppose. Okay, potential form. Dekiru. In Japanese, the ability is often expressed using the construction verb plus dekiru, literally meaning to be able to do. So application. Taiko dekiru literally means able to compete or can oppose. Unlike English, which adds can before the verb, Japanese attaches the concept of ability after the action. Nai. To negate a verb ending dekiru, which acts as an ichidan verb, you can drop the final ru and add nai. So, taiko dekinai, cannot compete. So, summary of meaning. The structure, action plus dekinai explicitly describes the lack of capability in the subject. Subject, you or we implied. Object, thunder. Translation, we or you are unable to compete against thunder. So the verb phrase taiko dekinai always describes the subject's capability and not the object's capability. Yes, okay, the verb phrase taiko dekinai always describes the capability or lack thereof of the subject, never the object. Okay, so in other words, this verb phrase doesn't apply to the ni target, it applies to the wa ga target. And in this case, the wa ga target gets defined previously when they say windy de wa.
Baka, ウィンディじゃサンダーには対抗できないぞ。
でもウィンディで縛って捕まえたカードもあるし。
でも、windy de shibatte, to tie, to bind, to fasten, to restrict freedom. Shibatte. It's atsumae. Let's see. No, sumae. That's right, this is supposed to be sumaeru, if I remember correctly. Yes, sumaeru, yes. And the other word is atsu. Atsu. Atsumaru? Yes, atsumaru. To collect and wait. Oh, this is sukamaeru. Sukamaeru. So sukamaeru is to catch, and then atsumaru is to collect. So sukamaeru. So demo rendi shibatte sukamaeta kado mo aru. So windy. So let's see. So bind combined with catch. Okay, wait. So are you saying, but windy's the only card I have to bind and catch a card? Oh, windy is the only bind catch card I have. Or windy's the only card I have that can catch that can bind things. Now let's see what the translation said to that. Oh, okay, so the translation says it should have been interpreted as, but I have some cards I've captured by trapping them with windy. So let's see, demo, windy. Oh, that's right. So, that's right. It's windy there. So demo windy. No, that's not there. That's yeah, windy there. Okay, so windy is the method. So windy de shibate. So using the method of windy, capture the bind and captured cards So I have bound and captured cards using Windies. So in other words, I have cards that I bound and captured using the method Windy. So in other words, okay, that goes more with this definition here. But I have some cards I've captured by trapping them with Windy. Demo Windy de shibatte tsukamaete kado mo arushi. And that's just the logical reasoning she. I see, that's transitive, and that's intransitive, okay.
バカ、ウィンディじゃサンダーには対抗できないぞ。
でもウィンディで縛って捕まえたカードもあるし。わいは関西が長かったさかいアホ言うんは許せても、わいは関西ウィンディで縛って捕まえたカードもあるし。わいは関西が長かったさかいアホ
弱かった関西 Okay. Oh, yeah, so Kansai. Okay, so Kansai. Let's see. Connecting barrier gateway west. Connection to the west. Kansai. Okay. Kansai. Oh. Nagakata. Nagai. Long distance length. So as for I. Let's see. Kansai is a. Let's see. Kansai was a long distance. And then from that, Sakai. Let's see. Aho, idiot. You. What? Let's see. Let's see. To say, as to say, yurusete. Yurusu, so would be not to forgive or to allow, so not able to forgive? I mean, able to forgive, and then connect it with te. Yurusu. To permit. Okay. To say an idiot. Hmm. See, I've lived in Kansai for a long time, so I can forgive you for calling me an idiot, but... Okay. Wait. How does this mean lived in Kansai? This is long in the past tense. Nagakata. Explain the grammar of Literally, Kansai was long, meaning I lived in Kansai for a long time. Oh, they just literally dropped all the words, and you're supposed to understand that's what that means. So when you say a region is long, you're implying that you've lived in that region for a long time? Sakai, used like kata. So from that, an English interpretation would be like because or since. So as for I, let's see. Kansai is long. In other words, I've lived in Kansai a long time. From that to say idiot. Uh, is allowable. I'm able to allow. I guess it's implied the idiot is being said to the original topic, why. Now where does this get its other part of its meaning of? See, I've lived in Kansai for a long time, so I can forgive you for calling me an idiot, but they just have mo there. Maybe it's sort of like the. Let's see. Wa yuru setemo. Let's see. Oh, that's right. That even meaning of mo. So even if I can forgive, or although I can tolerate, you. See, yuru. Oh, and he's using the te form because he's connecting it to the particle mo. That's why he's using te form there, implying that that's going to be like a subtopic of this sentence coming after that, whether it's said or not. So, why wa kansai ga nagakatan sakai why wa kansai ga nagakata sakai aho iun wa yurusete mo. I've lived in Kansai a long time, and even if I can forgive you for calling me an idiot.
ウィンディで縛って捕まえたカードもあるし。わいは関西が長かったさかいアホ言うんは許せてもバカ。わいは関西が長かったさかいアホ言うんは許せてもバカ言うんは辛抱ならんのや。わいは関西が長かったさかいアホ言うんは許せてもバカ言うんは辛抱ならんのや。バカ言うんは辛抱ならん。
Mo, let's see. Baka iun wa. So saying baka, as for saying baka. Shimbo. Shimbo. Patience, endurance. naran, which is naranai. So to become, let's see, naru is to become, so to not become. So to not become patience, in other words, losing patience if you not become patience. So let's see. So I've lived in Kansai for a long time. So even if I can forgive you for calling someone an aho, let's see, I lose patience when you call someone baka. Yeah, in Kansai Ben, aho is considered a lot weaker statement than to say baka. See, I lived in Kansai, and the translator says, I've lived in Kansai for a long time, so while I can tolerate being called aho, I can't stand being called baka. So, baka iun wa shinbao. I mean, shinbo. So, spicy, bitter, hot, okay, embrace, hug. So, in other words, embracing spiciness is basically endurance, which sort of makes sense. Shinbo. So, baka iun wa shinbo naran no ya.
わいは関西が長かったさかいアホ言うんは許せてもバカ言うんは辛抱ならんのや。
Let's see, Raiju no Hoeru Koi, or Thunder Beast, roar, or Thunder Beast roar voice, however you want to interpret it. Roaring voice. Yes, Raiju.
長かったさかいアホ言うんは許せてもバカ言うんは辛抱ならんのや。
シャドウのカード持ってるか。シャドウのカード。
Yeah. See, Shadow no Kado Moteru ka? Do you have the Shadow card? Shadow no Kado Moteru ka?
シャドウのカード持ってるか。よし。唯一将来救急如律令。唯一将来。
Yeah, okay. You want a translation of that, I think. Yeah, it doesn't really translate as well with translators, since I think it's based off Chinese. Let's see. Fuka Shorai. Inviting, bringing. let's see. Fuka Shorai, a poetic phrase meaning summon the wind and splendor, or call forth the elegance and brilliance. Then QQ Noritsuyo, traditional formulaic Indian for spelling and official decrees meaning hasten as the law commands.
Shadow のカード持ってる。将来救急如律令。今だ。
今だ or do it now. Let's see. Nanji no arubeki sugata ni modore, or return to your ideal form. The thunder.
それが封印の杖か。
それが封印のせいか。
それが封印の杖か。
杖、cane, a walking stick, staff, wand. Okay. So that is a sealing staff. So それが封印の杖か. So this is another question being used as a statement since he already knows the answers. Like, is that a sealing staff? それが封印の杖か.
「それが封印の杖か。しかし本当に何も知らないんだな。
ほら無理言うな。
それが封印の杖か。しかし
本当に何も知らない。Let's see, you truly do not know anything. しかし. So shikashi comes from, yeah, you truly don't know nothing? Wait. Let's see. Maybe Nanimo's anything. No, with negative, I think it's supposed to be nothing, so that's right. So, yeah, you don't know anything, which same thing as you know nothing, yeah, so, yeah. So, shikashi. However, Shikashi. Okay, that's how she said it. So it means sort of like however. Let's see. Explain the origin of Shikashi. Shikashi is an informal emphatic contraction of the standard conjunction shikashi, meaning but, however. Its etymological origin traces back to classical Japanese through following. It derives from shikari, meaning being like so, or combined with a past recollective auxiliary shi. This combination was abbreviated from shikari shi to shikashi. Over time, it was further shortened to the modern shikashi. Shikari. Recollective auxiliary. Shikari. Very to be so. So, in other words, it's sort of like saying, is that so? So which gives it, I guess, the however nuance? Shikari, okay. So it's like essentially how you commonly use in English. That may be so whenever you want to make a contradictory point. Shikashi, honto, oh yeah. Shikashi, honto ni nani mo shiranaiんだな. Let's see. So however you really don't know anything, do you?
「それが封印の杖か。しかし本当に何も知らないんだな。」
こーら無理
が封印の杖か。しかし本当に何も知らないんだな。
言うな。
Kora Moody Yuna. Let's see. Moody is either impossible or difficult. So don't don't say, let's see, don't say moody, and then is quarter just another hey word? Let's see. Quarter hey. Quarter hey, what are you up to? Moody, unreasonable. Oh, okay, that's right, it was impossible or unreasonable. So saying unreasonable things, in other words, you're saying unreasonable things. Like, hey, you're saying unreasonable things. Or maybe impossible. Hey, don't ask me to do the okay. Don't say the impossible. Or don't ask the impossible. Forced, compulsory, excessive. Okay, no way, not a chance. Impossible, unreasonable. Sakura, moody you. That's right, because you use either to say or to ask. In other words, ask him the impossible. Because she just started this. It's like, why should she be that knowledgeable? Kora, moody Yuna.
それが封印の杖か。しかし本当に何も知らないんだな。
こら無理言うな。さくらまだカード集め始めて日が浅いんや。こら無理言うな。さくらま
Sakura はまだカードつかめ。Yeah. So that's the Sukame Hajimete. Okay. So let's see. Card captor. This is capture being used in its noun sense. Card captor Sukame Hajimete. So first. And then Higa.
こら無理言うな。さくらまだカード集め始めて日が浅いんや。
Higa. Let's see. Asai. It hasn't been long. Okay. Oh, that's an expression apparently, but what does the word mean by itself? Shallow, superficial, slight, short time, early, young. So he got sight. It hasn't been long. Oh, I wonder if he's basically as an expression of saying it hasn't been a long time, like saying something to the effect of it's still early in the day as an expression. See, Sakura wa mara kar atsume hajimete. So Sakura is still the first card captor. It's let's see. It's only been a short time in the day, aka it hasn't been long. The Sakura. Oh, okay, so no, that is not meant to be interpreted as first. Okay. Sakura hasn't been collecting cards very long yet. Atsume hajimete. Let's see, just this part itself is interpreted as Hajimeru to start, to begun. I wonder if he's double stating it, like Sakura has just started being a card captor. It's still a short time in the day. Well, let's get a better grammar explanation. Explain the grammar of Kado. Oh, this is Atsume. From Atsumeru, to collect, yeah. Yeah, so Kado Atsume would be card collecting, okay. Hajimete is pass. See, here it modifies the following noun phrase to mean since starting card collecting. Subject, he got Hawaii, I think it was, yeah. No, Asai. He got Asai. Is a set expression meaning a short time has passed. It has been a short time. Literally, it translates to the days are shallow short. The phrase Hajimete, see, Hajimete, K form connects the action starting to the state days or shall. Okay. Idiomatic structure. The pattern verb te plus he ga atsai is a set expression meaning it hasn't been many days since verb. The te form here functions similarly to since or after in English, linking this starting action to the duration of time past. Corrected translation. Since starting card collecting these days, the days are few, or has it been long since she started? So in other words, the days are short for starting to be a card captor. So the days are still short of having started, okay, to be a card collector. Let's see, Acai. Sakura wa mada kado atsume. Sakura wa mada kado atsume hajimete hi ga asaiんや。
いいんだな。
こら無理言うな。さくらはまだカード集め始めて日が浅いんや。
なんだこいつは。
What is this? See, what is this koitsu this thing? So what is this thing basically? Instead of this thing, what is it? It's what is this thing? Let's see. Nanda koitsu wa. So what is this? Okay. Nanda koitsu wa.
こら無理言うな。さくらはまだカード集め始めて日が浅いんや。
なんだこいつは。
ケロちゃんよ。
何？じゃあこれが封印の獣ケルベロス。黄金の瞳の最強の守護獣が黄金の瞳
ちゃんよ。
何？じゃあこれが
Anyway, so this is the ceiling beast Keroberusu.
封印の獣ケルベロス。黄金の
Ogon. Let's see. Gold. Prosperous money, okay. So yellow and gold. I wonder if it's supposed to mean something like golden. Yeah, golden, yeah. So Ogon no Hitomi. Pupil eyes, one's eyes. Oh, the pupil of the eye. So golden pupils, Ogon no Hitomi no Saikyo. Saikyo, yeah. Yeah, Sai has more meaning to like extreme, and then Kyo in this case is from Tsuyoi, which is strong, so extreme strength, so in other words, the strongest. Saikyo no Shugoju. See the kanji for protect and beast in there. Shugo, protection, safeguard. So safeguarding beast. Let's see how he says it. But this is Oingo no Hitomi no Saikyo no probably Shugo. Let's see.
封印の獣ケルベロス。黄金の瞳の最強の守護獣が
Shugoji? Let's see.
封印の獣ケルベロス。黄金の瞳の最強の守護獣が
Shugoji ga, okay. So this is supposed to be Shugoji or Shugoji is what he sounds like he's saying. It finds the kanji just fine too. But yeah, this is what it's supposed to be. Shugoji. Oh, any questions so far? Then we'll continue. So the Ogo no Hitomi no Saikyo no Shugoji ga. So the golden pupil strongest protection beast. Let's see. The mightiest guardian beast with golden eyes. That would be a better translation.
Kerberos 黄金の瞳の最強の守護獣がこのぬいぐるみ
Kono nui gurumi. So the stuffed animal.
最強の守護獣がこのぬいぐるみ
うーん。
あとにかくお前のその程度の力でクローカとにかく
So tonikaku. Omae no sono no
お前のその程度の力
teido. So omae. Let's see. So your limit of power, anyway, Tonikaku, or ignoring all that, the limit of your power omae, it's you, teido, degree amount, and it's your power because it's sono teido. Chikara power. Let's see. Anyway, with your measly strength, see your limits of your power. I guess when you're only talking about the limits of degree amount. I guess when you're only talking about the degree amount of someone's power, you're referring to it in the it's not that strong category. Sort of like saying, is this your power's limit? You're not using it to say so in strong when you say something like that. Or is this your power's degree? You're not using it to say so in strong. Anyway, with your measly strength, or Tonikaku, omae no sono no teido no chikara de.
とにかくお前のその程度の力でクローカード集めは無理だとにかくお前のその程度の力でクローカード
Kurakado. Let's see. Tsukame wa murida. So, being a card captor is impossible. Kurakado tsukame wa murida. So the reason he uses dead there is because it's delineation. He's saying if this is your power, in the range of this being your power, and then uh, being a card captor is impossible. Atsume. Cloud. Kado. Oh, this is Atsume, not Yeah, this is collector. So yeah, Atsume, collector, not capturer. So collector. So, Cloud Kado Atsume wa muri da.
とにかくお前のその程度の力でクローカード集めは無理だ。
さくらちゃん、お怪我はありませんか。
Sakura-chan, お怪我はありませんか? Kega. Injury. Oh, Kega, yeah. That's right, that's K. Kega. Kega, injury wound. So, Sakura-chan, お怪我は arimasen ka? Do you not have, Sakura-chan, do you not have any injuries? Or in other words, asking, do you have any injuries? So, Sakura-chan, お怪我はarimasen ka?
さくらちゃん、お怪我はありませんか。さくらちゃん。街に出かけよう、一人でいたってくらいだけでしょ。
街に出かけよう。一人でいたってくらいだけでしょう。So, 街に出かけよう。So, shall we head out to the city? Go out to the city? 一人でいたって。So, the method of being by one person, in other words, being by yourself, and then ita would be past tense. So if you exist, if you existed by yourself, and then this is, I believe, casual quoting. So, and then kurai dake desho. Wouldn't it just be gloomy? Or it would just be gloomy? Kurai. Dark, gloomy.
街に出かけよう、一人でいたってくらいだけでしょ。ループして落ち込んでなおさら悩んじゃって
ループして落ち込んでなおさら悩んじゃって。So, doing looping, and then and then at the same time, ochikonde, which is from ochikomu, which is feeling down. So we're doing loops feeling down. Then naosara. So still more of that, and that comes from Nao and Sara. Still, and then well, yeah, Sarani should be like furthermore. sarani, furthermore. So the sara has a further meaning to it. And this nao has like a still meaning to it. So nao sara, still further. So nao sara nayanjate, which is nayande. Let's see. Let's see. Shimau or shimate, but when so te shimate, but when it's de shimate becomes jate. So chao becomes chate. Okay. So this is nayande shimate. So nayande comes from nayamu, to be worried. So end up being worried, essentially, because shimao, to end up as, so end up being worried. Nayanjate. So ループして落ち込んで、なおさら悩んじゃって。
落ち込んであってくらいだけでしょループして落ち込んでなおさら悩んじゃって外に飛び出そう心配いらない大昔から
外に飛び出そう。So jump outside. Let's see. 外に飛び出そう。心配いらない。大昔から。So shall we jump outside? You don't need to worry. From a long time ago, or from ancient times. Let's see. Nayamu, to be worried. Okay, nayamu, nayande. This is Tobi dasu. To jump out, to leap out, to run out, to rush out. So, rush outside, you don't need to worry. From a long time ago, okay. Or, soto ni tobi daso, shinpai iranai, o mukashi kara.
外に飛び出そう心配いらない大昔から地球だって回ってるきっと好だって回るよ
Okay. Chi-Q, or the globe, which is literally just Earth and a spear. So Chi-Q date. Let's see, and that's a question. Let's see, and GQ date moateru ito suki date mawaru yo is the date the connective form of the date the te connective form of da, or is it da with casual quoting? Let's see, date is not casual quoting, it's the conjunction explanatory particle derived from the copula meaning. Here, date functions as even or also. See, similar to demo or okay. Emphasizing that just as the Earth rotates, the Moon surely does too. It highlights the premise to support the following statement. Okay. Let's contrast with casual quoting. Date often appears in date. It is used at the end of a sentence to mean heard, or they say that. Okay, so grammar origin. While historically derived from da plus tote, modern Japanese treats this usage as an independent adverbial or conjunction meaning because, but, or even if, or rather than a literal combination of the copula and the quoting particle. Therefore, in your example, date means even the earth, whereas for the earth, so date is not the te form of da. That's similar to how data is the past form of da. See, date comes from da tote. Okay, yes, this is exactly correct. Date is not the te form of the copular da. Its origin is a contraction of da plus tote, an archaic particle meaning even if, or although that. So da plus tote means date. Data past tense. Okay. Past tense, past auxiliary function. So in your sentence, gq.date, it acts as an adverbial particle meaning even or also, okay? Does data come from something? See, yes, data comes from a specific historical contraction, just like date. It originates from the old copula phrase deata. Yeah, that's right, because da comes from deatu, and the past tense of de, and a contraction of past tense of dearu is deatta, which gets later changed to datta. Was there any contraction done with de ate? In modern spoken Japanese, a deate is frequently contracted to de when connecting clauses, or evolves into date in specific dialects or casual emphatic contexts, though this date is distinct from the even particle. So that date is used. It's just that's not the date we're dealing with in this sentence. More commonly, deate simplifies to de in casual speech. Let's see. 学生であって、学生だ、学生で. See, unlike data, which almost fully replace deata in speech, deate is often retained in formal writing or specific grammar structures like deate or dewanai, okay? But in rapid speech, the ate portion is often deleted or merged. So, deto datote. So tote is even, and then to be even. So to be even the globe, in other words. So even the globe. So GQ.de morateru Kito Tsuki date mawaru yo. So even the earth is spinning, surely the moon will spin as well. GQ, the earth of the globe. So even the earth is spinning, surely the moon will spin as well.
外に飛び出そう心配いらない大昔から地球だって回ってるきっと月だって回るよ Run your love song ハレハレルヤみんな弾けて愛し合おう
みんな弾けて愛し合おう. So愛し合う is to love one another, and then 愛し合おう is shall we, more like shall we love one another, basically suggesting it. And then 弾けて. hajikeru, to burst open, to split open. Hajikeru. So, Mina hajikete ai shiao. So, everyone is bursting. Let's have everyone burst with love for one another. Mina hajikete ai shiao. Actually, I want to see that. Mina hajikete ai shiao. Let's see, let's all let loose and love one another. To burst open, to be bursting with. So in other words, let's be bursting with love for one another. Mina hajikete ai shiao. Tancho ja nichijou, or I believe that's monotone everyday life. Sujo, let's see, sujo na kanjo, ordinary emotions. Tancho na nichi jo sujo na kanjo. So usual, ordinary. So that comes from pass through avenue. Okay, okay, and then usual. And then this one is simple. Oh, they're not the same kanji, even though they're both. Oh, actually, this is it. So everyday, ordinary, usual routine. Daily, nichijo. So usual day, the one that's daily, okay. Then simple tune, or in other words, monotone, or dullness. So a monotone, simple day, okay. And then sujo. Traffic path. Traffic pass through avenue, commute, counter for letters. Hancho na nichijo sujo na kanjo. Then, yeah, let's see, emotions and feelings, okay. So tancho na nichijo, so monotone dailies, or monotone daily life. Sujo na kanjo, so ordinary emotions. Let's see. 守らくちゃダメなこといつもある。So let's see. 守らなくちゃダメなこと that comes from 守らなくてはダメなこと。So nai, so not protecting, and then its connected form, mamora nakute, and then that connected form gets used with the wa, which so not protecting is so not protecting is a so there's okay, so a thing exists, koto, so there's a thing that exists in which not protecting it is bad. So the thing that exists in which not protecting is bad will always I always have or will always exist essentially. So I always have. So I always have something that not protecting is bad essentially. So mamora naku cha dame na koto mamora naku cha dame na koto itsumo aru. Konnichiwa, or basically a fancy way of saying konnichiwa. Let's see. Mina yoiko ni shite ta kana? Yoiko. Oh, that's right. Yoi or E. That's right. Yeah. Oh, wait. So let's see. Yoiko, so good kid. So shiteta, which is from shiteita. So have you been doing in past tense a good kid? In other words, have you been a good kid? So has everyone been a good kid? Yeah, good boy, good girl. Iko or yoiko. And he says it as...
こにゃにゃちはみんな良い子にしてたかな。今週も元気いっぱいお腹いっぱい僕と私の今週も元気いっぱい
Konsumo, so this week, genki ippai. So completely Genki, or which is like energetic mix of energetic and happy. Uh, uh, let's see. Onaka, onaka ipai. Onaka. Oh wait. Oh yeah, onaka is stomach. Unaka ipai. So completely stomach, or in other words, I guess full stomach, I guess being implied. Uh, let's see, full stomach. Then let's see, boku to watashi. Those are both I. So I and I. What? Interesting grammar. Let's see what it means. This week, too full of energy with bellies full, you and me. Konsumo genki pai. Full of energy, genki ipai. And then unaka ipai. Belly's full. Okay, so I need an explanation of the boku to watashi no. And this. Explain the grammar of boku to watashi no more. See, the phrase boku to watashi no translates to my and my. Though the specific nuance depends on the context of who is speaking, it is a compound possessive phrase constructed by joining two first-person pronouns. In more detail. The phrase boku to watashi no translates to my and my, or me and me, functions as a compound possessive modifier. It combines two different first-person pronouns to describe something that belongs to or relates to the speaker's dual aspects, often a playful or poetic reference to one's body and mind, or public and private self breakdown. The structure consists of three distinct. Okay. Okay, the toe serves as a coordinating junction that links the two nouns of equal weight. Okay, in English, this is equivalent to and, okay? Contextual uses in phrase. The use of two pronouns for the same person is a stylistic device common in Japanese poetry and lyrics. See, nuance. Boku often represents active, forward-facing, or childish self, while watashi can represent the reflective, inner, and mature self. Combining meaning by saying boku to watashi no, the speaker emphasizes the unified whole self. It suggests that both the energetic side, the genki ippai, and the satisfied side, onaka ippai, belong to the complete identity of the speaker. So watashi is like seen as the reflective self, and boku seen as the outwardly, like watashi's inner reflective self, and boku's like seen as the outwardly energetic self. This sequence of words combines the references idiomatic expressions of state in personal pronouns. It translates roughly to "this week too, full of energy, with a full stomach of me and I." The phrase suggests a theme of shared well-being, satisfaction, or personal connection over the course of a week. Okay. Both genki ippai and onaka ippai follow the same grammatical pattern, noun plus ippai. Ippai, this is a noun or non-adjective meaning full or filled. When attached to another noun, it acts as a suffix meaning full of noun. Okay, genki. Onaka, okay. Stomach or belly. Understanding watashi, boku and watashi. The final segment combines two. Okay, boku, first person pronoun, I, primarily used by males, often implying a younger or softer tone compared to ore. It can also be used by females in certain contexts, e.g. anime characters or specific subcultures, to sound boyish or distinct. See, a conjunction meaning. Okay, watashi, the standard neutral first person I, used by both genders, though more commonly by females in casual conversations and by everyone in formal settings. Two different people, a male speaker both. Okay. No. So it can mean either two people, let's see, or one person's internal duality. I'm gonna go with the one person's internal duality would be my best guess for this translation. Let's see. So this week I've been full of energy and filled bellies or well fed essentially. So konshu. Yeah, konshu. Konshu mo genki ippai, onaka ippai, boku to watashi no.
こにゃにゃちはみんな良い子にしてたかな。今週も元気いっぱいお腹いっぱい僕と私のケロちゃんにお任せの時間がやってきたで。
ケロちゃんにお任せの時間がやってきたで。So in other words, leave it to Kiro-chan. The time to do leave it to Kiro-chan has come. See, it's that time of the week again, full of energy and with bellies full, when it's time for me to do Leave It to Kiro-chan. That's what the translator thinks, but okay.
みんな良い子にしてたかな。今週も元気いっぱいお腹いっぱい僕と私のケロちゃんに
Actually, let me make a note of that phrase. That's a good phrase to study later.
たかな。今週も 元気いっぱいお腹いっぱい僕と私のケロちゃんにお任せの時間がやってきたで。今日も早速行ってみようか。
今日も
今週も元気いっぱいお腹いっぱい僕と私のケロちゃんにお任せの時間がやってきたで。今日も早速行って
Sasugi.
僕と私のケロちゃんにお任せの時間がやってきたで。今日も早速行ってみようか。
Sasugi-te is what it sounds like he's saying. Oh, Sasoku. At once, immediately. Made from Hayai and Hayai. The two different Hayais. One generally meaning early and one meaning quick. So, Sasoku is at once. Okay. So try to be like even faster than... to be even faster using both Hayais. Sasoku. So as for today, Sasoku ite miyoka. So as for today, let's see, ite. Let's see, explain the grammar of... Yeah, which ite would this be? Because several things conjugate to ite. Okay, so it's from the iku ite. So it's not the EU ite, it's the iku ite. So in other words, shall we go, essentially? Shall we try to go? In other words, let's go, or let's get started at once. So as for today, let's get started at once. So kyomo sasoku ite miyoka.
今週も元気いっぱいお腹いっぱい僕と私のケロちゃんにお任せの時間がやってきたで。今日も早速行ってみようか。あ、いよいよバトルコスチューム僕と私のケロちゃんにお任せの時間がやってきたで。今日も早速
Shitsumon ga arimasu ka? Are there any questions? Okay. Okay, so we're going to, the first raid is going to go to Kiara TV, who's teaching Japanese by playing Final Fantasy VI. Actually, let me check first if she even allows raids. It's just trying to get this setting set up. Hold on, before we raid. Okay, while we wait on that, let's see. Okay, Maximum Midnight, who's studying Japanese, he'll be the second raid. Let's see. We're gonna raid Gamer Grill, who's currently playing Dead Rising 2. Okay. So we're gonna raid raid Kanade. So, 皆さん、お気をつけて。また明日。Goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow.